Hi, academic leadership students. Thank you for working hard on your first quiz. Today we're going to be practicing another active reading strategy. So we've started annotations and we've mainly been circling unknown words and then identifying synonyms or defining them in the margins. Today we'll be focusing on asking strong questions. I asked you to ask questions in the margins of Sherman Alexie's Superman and Me, but I noticed that some people were doing this and others were not. Today we'll be practicing together 3 different types of questions. Each question has a different level. So there's level 1 questions that are literal, level 2 questions that are interpretive, and level 3 questions that are universal or evaluative. Level 1 questions, as you can see here on this document, are literal questions. So they come exactly from the text. They can be answered just by reading the text. The answer is right there. You can literally put your finger on it. Questions like this would be down here. If you were reading Cinderella, what happens at midnight? What material are Cinderella's shoes made of? These are all questions that you can answer just by pointing to them in the text. Different kind of text are level 2 questions. Level 2 questions are implicit in the text, so they require you to dig a little deeper. These might be questions that ask you why or how something happens. The reader often has to read in between the lines or do something called infer. Some examples of this question are right here. Why does Cinderella's stepfather want her to attend the ball? We can't actually put our finger on that question when we're reading Cinderella, but we can infer things about how he feels through reading the text and analyzing it. These questions dig a little deeper. The last type of question is a universal and evaluative question. Universal and evaluative questions are often questions that connect to the themes of a text, but you don't actually have to read the text to answer them. So these would be bigger questions, questions that might actually apply to your own life. For example, if you're reading Cinderella, you could ask the question, why do step-parents often have difficulty getting along with their stepchildren? This connects to the theme of Cinderella, but you don't actually have to read the book to be able to answer it. I'm going to ask you now to review this handout on your own and just think about it for a few moments. When you're done, I want you to move over to the handout that you used earlier today. So on this handout, this Google Doc with today's classwork, you've already taken the quiz, so you can skip over that. You're watching the video now about asking strong questions, and you can move to the Quizlet link right here. If you click it, the link will open and you'll be able to practice. Here's an example of what you could do. You would ask yourself, how does Alexi feel about his home life? And then think, well, is this a level 1, level 2, or level 3 question? You'll notice that all of the questions connect back to Superman and Me, and you probably want to have the text in front of you to think about these questions. Ask yourself, is this a level 1 question? Can I literally point to the answer in my text? Is this a level 2 question that requires me to dig a little deeper and think about how Alexi feels? He doesn't say it explicitly, but there are clues. Or is this a universal question, a question that I wouldn't actually have to read Superman and Me to be able to answer? Once you decide for yourself and think to yourself right now, you would then click on the flashcard, anywhere works, and it flips it, and it tells you that this was a level 2 question. The question can be answered by reading a specific paragraph about Alexi's family, but does require you to infer his feelings. So he never says explicitly what it's like, but gives you lots of ideas that you could then create a generalization about. Continue when you're done that on to the next flashcard and practice for yourself. Once you're done practicing, go back to the Google Doc for today and scroll down and you'll have instructions for what's next right here. Good luck, and if you have questions, raise your hand.